guys, it's finals week. It's week 16, and here's your next installment of Kick-Ass Suck-Ass, where we tell you which players to start and which players you're going to want to sit.
So if you're looking for a little bit more detail, we do blog about it, so we have included the link on the bottom. It might have a few more players, a little bit more information, so tune on into the blog. To get started, I'm going to say play Mark Sanchez.
Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, so Mark Sanchez has not had a great last 2 weeks. I think he had 252 yards last week and 2 interceptions. So, well, yeah, it's not. Ugh. But this week he is up against the Redskins' pass defense, and they tend to give up points to quarterbacks. So I believe in you, Mark Sanchez.
So, a wide receiver I'm hot on this week, who was really hot to start this season, but he hasn't been doing that great. But I still think you should start him this week, is Steve Smith.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Steve Smith only had 37 yards against Jacksonville last week, but he's up against the Houston D, which, despite having J.J. Watt, they've allowed at least one passing touchdown in every game. So I think that you can count on him to reach the end zone this week.
Absolutely. If you're looking to play running back, I would say play Mark Ingram. This might seem a little obvious, but because he had a really good game last week against the Bears, he had 17 catches for 59 yards and a touchdown. But the Bears, they're kind of crumbling right now, so obviously he was going to have a good game against them.
Horrible.
Yeah, this week he's against the Falcons, but I still think he's going to have a pretty solid game, so I think he's still a worthy start.
So for a tight end, if you're looking for one, I'm going with Scott Chandler. Now, I know that Buffalo's offense isn't really that great, and last week he only had 22 yards against Green Bay. However, their defense is kicking ass. They were able to stop Peyton Manning. They were able to stop Aaron Rodgers, and I think with all that time for that they're buying the offense to have on the field, I think that we're going to be able to see more touchdowns and more production. So Scott Chandler's going to reach the end zone. Count on it.
Sounds good. Now we're going to maneuver on into the sits. I'm going to say, and this might pain you a little bit, but I'm going to say sit Phillip Rivers. Last week against the Broncos, he did pass for 232 yards and he had 2 touchdowns, but he had 2 interceptions. And the Chargers are a little bit injury-ridden right now. Keenan Allen, Ladarius Green, Ryan Matthews, all these injuries. Those are going to really affect your fantasy points. So I wouldn't play him this week.
We had such a promising start. I don't even know what happened.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Every year this happens. So, running back, I know he's having a really hot season, and last game he rushed for 148 yards and had 2 touchdowns, but do not start Jeremy Hill this week. He's up against Denver, which actually, the last time they let in a rushing touchdown was week 12, and the whole season...
A long time ago.
Yeah, the whole season they've only let in 5 rushing touchdowns.
That's crazy.
On top of that, only once was a team able to rush for more than 100 yards, so I don't know if Hill's going to have the production that you need, especially since he's splitting time with Giovanni Bernard.
Definitely not those big points you want.
Yeah.
Another sit I'm going to say is Jared Cook, tight end for the Rams. Last week, he caught 3 out of 7 targets for 22 yards. That's not going to help you win a championship. He's up against the Giants. They have a really tough defense against tight ends. I wouldn't play him.
So, wide receiver that you should definitely sit. We kind of mix things up there.
Yeah, because we want to keep things exciting now that we're nearing our end.
I think people were really excited to see Josh Gordon come back, but I just don't think he's going to do well this season.
There was so much hype with it, but
it's the quarterback situation in Cleveland. Like, we are like
Hoyer Manziel.
We are #1 fans of Johnny Football.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that we're happy for him.
She started him last week.
I started him and I still won my game, but he got me 0 points.
But I don't trust the play caller throwing him the ball. And to make things worse, he's up against Carolina, which is deceptively hard. They actually got a lot tougher at the second half of the season and finally became that defense that people were drafting early. So, just like, you can't trust Josh Gordon this week, and you really need this win because this is for all the money.
This is it.
Oh.
So, like we said, check out the blog down below. Tweet at us. Check out our Vine. And we hope to see you next week, and good luck.
Good luck.